Dear students, welcome to this new video lesson. In this video lesson, we will be covering the second session of word processing. In the previous session, we have discussed about the basics of working with LibreOffice word editor, that is called Writer. We also discussed about the layout of the window, and we saw that there are various sections in that window like title bar, status bar, menu bar. Okay. Now we will be discussing how to edit a document. So before that, you must know that to open an existing file, the keyboard shortcut is Control O. Okay. Or the mouse options will be through menu. There you will go through file and then open. Okay. Now the first option in editing a document is to undo and redo. If you are familiar with Microsoft Word, then you must have tried these options there. So if you have committed any mistake and you want to revert it back to the original one, then you should do it undo. Okay. And redo means again go to the previous state. That means undo means it will go backwards and redo means it will go forward one stage. So the software keeps track of your working. It keeps track of all of your movements that you are doing in a particular document, and according to it, it will work on undo and redo. So if you work on an existing file, if by mistake you have made some changes and now you want to erase the last change and you want to go back, then you will press undo. You will use undo option. And again you want to come to the last state, that was redo option. Okay. So the undo shortcut key is Control Z. Okay. And if you want to go through menu, that will be edit and undo. Clear? Now next option is for moving and copying text. This is very familiar thing to you if you have worked in any previous word editor. So first, if you want to select a particular thing, then you select it through mouse. You select it and then you want to cut it, then you will have the option of either go through edit to cut or you press the shortcut key Control X. Okay, this is for cutting and pasting. The thing that was there will be removed from that position, and if you want to paste it somewhere else, then you will click that particular position and you will go either to edit to paste or you will use the shortcut key Control V. Okay, but if you want that thing to remain there and you want to copy that thing, then it is called copy paste, and the shortcut key for copy is Control C and paste for Control V. Okay, so you must remember these shortcut keys: Control C, Control V, Control X. Okay, Control C for copy, Control X for cut, and Control V for paste. So to perform a copy and paste operation, you must select the text. Okay, so you might select it with the help of mouse, or you can also select with the help of keyboard by placing the pointer at the beginning and then pressing the shift key and then pressing the arrow keys up to the desired location you want to select. Okay, then you can press Control C, Control X as per your requirement. Okay, so these are the selection options for you. If you want to select a single word at a time, then you position the mouse pointer anywhere on that word and then double click, so it will select a particular word. If you want to select a complete sentence, then position the mouse anywhere in the sentence and triple click. Okay, And if you want to select a complete paragraph, position the mouse pointer anywhere in the paragraph and quadruple click, 4 clicks, okay, one after another. And if you want to select the entire document, you have a shortcut key like Ctrl and A. Okay, suppose we press our pointer here and we double click, so it will select this line. Okay, this is triple click, and this is this entire paragraph. Okay, so these shortcut key you must remember: Ctrl A, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, Ctrl X. You can practice these things. You can practice all these options and try it so that you know what is the difference between these keys and how they work. Then selecting non-consecutive text items. You can select using drag and click options. Position the mouse pointer at the beginning point of the selection, then click and hold the left mouse button and move the mouse pointer to the end of the desired location. Like this, you click at the beginning and you drag it up to the position you want to select. Okay, this is your selection, and you can press the Ctrl C or Ctrl X in your document. If you want to deselect it, click anywhere here and it will be deselected. Okay. Now selecting non-consecutive text items. The above process shows the selection of continuous text, but suppose if the text is non-continuous and you have been asked to select a part of the text from a paragraph, then you will try some other options. Okay, before going forward, we can see the using a keyboard we can also select it. Select the first piece of text, then you can press Shift plus F8. Then this will put writer in adding selection mode. This is very important. Shift plus F8 will put the writer in adding selection mode. Now use the arrow keys to move to the start of the next piece of the text to be selected. Hold down the Shift key and then select the next piece of text, and you can repeat these things. Okay, and if you press Escape key, you will exit the mode. So this is for selecting non-consecutive text items from with the help of keyboard. So this is non-consecutive text. A word here, then a word here, then one word here. So this is called non-consecutive text. So by using the mouse, how you can do it? Select the first piece of text. This is the first piece of text. Then hold down the Control key. Okay, then select the next piece of text and repeat the process. So that's how you select non-continuous words. And you also have the option of Ctrl plus F8, that is edit, then selection mode, then block area to select the vertical block of text. Okay, this is the option for you. This is the vertical block. Okay, you can see here, this is the vertical block selection. Then very important thing in a Word document is finding and replacing. Suppose you want to change the value of a particular thing, or you have this name of a person repeated many times and you want to change the spelling of his, or you want to make his name short. Okay, then you will have to find the occurrences of that particular name and then you can replace it. So the option here is to go to edit menu and then the sub menu is find and replace. Okay, so this type of sub menu of dialog box will be visible to you. Okay, so the text you want to find, you will put here and the text you want in place of that you will place here, and then you can use these options: find all, find previous, find next, replace, and replace all. Okay, the shortcut key for this is Control F. Okay, suppose you have the word job fair and you want to replace it with IT job fair, you can do it, or national IT job fair, whichever word you want, you can put it here and you can press replace all, so it will replace all the occurrences of that particular string. Okay, string means collection of words. Okay, so the shortcut key for find and replace is Control F. Now, jumping to a page number. Suppose you have lot of pages in your document and you want to jump to a particular page number. You can put the page number in the go to page menu. How it will come? It will be in this edit menu and you will have the option go to page. And you have a keyboard shortcut. You must note this, Control G. Okay, so this type of menu will appear. You will put the page number here and you will press OK button. Clear? Now we have non-printing characters. Okay, the characters that are not printed in the printout but you can see them. In computer data entry, anything that is entered in a document is treated as a character. Okay, it can be alphabet, number, punctuation mark. Okay, but when you press the keys like enter, space bar, tab, they do not appear on the screen. Okay, we are actually entering these characters in the document. So it is very helpful to see these non-printing characters on the display, to see the exact formatting of the document. To see the non-printing characters, you will press the toggle formatting mark, or the shortcut key that you have to remember is Control plus F10. Okay, so this tab will be replaced by this sign, space bar is shown by dot, and the enter key is shown by this symbol. Okay, so you can see the actual formatting of your document. Now, very important is checking the spelling and grammar. While writing a report, sometimes we may not remember the actual spelling of some words, or we might have some confusion. So in this situation, we have to confirm the spelling. Okay, so in this case, the writer helps us to correct the spelling, and it also provides a grammar checker to check the grammar of the sentence. Okay, so if any grammatical errors are detected, they are underlined by a wavy blue line like this. Okay, and when we right click on this blue line, we have a sub menu to select the actual action. Okay, and after typing a paragraph on a report, one can check the spelling and grammar. Okay, so what is the menu shortcut? You will go to tools menu and then the sub menu is spelling and grammar. So it will pop up this dialog box. Okay, and the shortcut key for this spelling and grammar is F7. Okay, you must remember this. If you press F7, it will automatically pop up the spelling and grammar dialog box. Okay, so you can rectify it, or you can add a new word in the dictionary so that the software remembers your spelling. There is an automatic spell checker which checks each word as it is typed and displays a wavy red line under any unrecognized word. So if you type an unrecognized word, it will be a red wavy line, and on right clicking on it, you will see the possible options of it. Okay, so you can correct your spelling. Then you can also have this synonym and thesaurus function in this writer software also. Okay, suppose you have typed a word but you want a synonym of it for better impact, you can choose it. You can right click on the word and point to the synonym on the context menu. Okay, so this is the context menu here. You put to this synonym and then you can have the synonyms related to that particular word on which you have right clicked. Okay. Now we come to the formatting of a document. If you have worked on Microsoft Word, then all these options will be familiar to you. Okay. So the first step in document preparation is to use page setup. How to set up your page. The page formatting is explained in the menu format, and you go to page setup and then page option. So this page setup dialog box will show you all the options that you can change related to your document. Here you can change the paper type to A4, A3, legal, okay, and you can change the margins. It allows to select paper size, and you can change the orientation to portrait or landscape and adjusting of margins. Then formatting of text. It refers to the formatting of either the paragraphs or characters. तो whenever you want to format, तो आपको क्या करना होगा? First you have to select that particular text and then you will apply the formatting feature. You must remember this thumb rule. Select the portion, then apply the formatting feature. Okay, so you can select any of the method. Either you can use the menu option from the menu bar. Okay, you can select the formatting toolbar. You can have the right click context menu, or you can use keyboard shortcut. Okay. So to see the effect of formatting the text, first we will have to remove manual formatting. So how you will remove manual formatting? You will go to format menu and then clear direct. So this will clear the manual formatting, and the shortcut key is Control M. Now let us see what are the common text formatting. You can either change the font size, font style, font type and font color. Okay, so font size is the name of the font. The size means the length of the font. Then font style means either it can be bold, it can be italic, it can be underline. Font type means you can have different type of fonts. And then font color, you can have different colors for your font. On the format toolbar, you will find the buttons representing the letter A in bold, italic and underline form. Here you can see this. This is bold, italic and underline, and this is strike through. Okay, so these options are available in this format toolbar. You can change the type of font here, size of font here. Okay, so the shortcut key for bold is Control B, italic for italic it is Control I, Control U for underline. Okay, the rule is same. Select the text and apply the formatting. But if you want to change the case, that means uppercase and lowercase. Okay, so you will have some options for this also. Okay, all these things you can find in the formatting menu. So there are 6 change case options. This is uppercase, this is lowercase, cycle case, sentence case, capitalize every word, and toggle case. Okay. Then if you want to have some superscript and subscript like this, 5th July, this is TH. Okay, this is superscript, and O2, this 2 is subscript. Okay, so the menu is format, then text, then superscript. First you have to select the text you want to make to super or subscript. Then if you want to have some subscript, then format of menu, then text submenu, and then in this subscript option. Clear? And now you can practice these things. You should try to change the size to A4, orientation landscape, and see these margins. Okay, you should use these. You might remember the actual job of our this reading is to print this report in the given format. So here you have some underlined text, some italic text, some bold text. So all these things we have discussed, so you can try it on. Now the paragraph style. So this first menu here in this formatting toolbar is the paragraph style. Okay, so a paragraph in a document can have several sentences, a single sentence, a single word, or no words at all. Every paragraph in LibreOffice has a paragraph style. Okay, so these are the styles you can change: heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. Okay, then indenting paragraphs. The entire paragraph can be indented in one step. How? Place the text cursor anywhere in the paragraph and then select and click on the increase indent tool. Okay, this is the increase indent tool here. You can select it and increase the indent. You can also decrease the indent. Okay, so all these options that are mostly used are given in this toolbar. Okay, then alignment. Okay, here you see this is the indentation and these three are the alignment. So you can change the alignment to left, center, or right align. Okay, you might have used it many a times in your working on documents. So the format toolbar has the options for working on these options. It also has some shortcut keys: Control L for left, Control E for center align, Control R for right align, and Control J for justified. Okay, so the basic rule is same, that you first have to select the text or paragraph and then you should apply the formatting. This is Control L left, Control E center, Control R right, and Control J is justified. Then you can also change font color and you can highlight, and you can also have background color. So to change the font color, there is a small pointing arrow on the right edge of the font color tool, and then you can select the color. Okay, this is the color, you can select it, this font color. Okay, then you have a background color using this option. So this is because it has written A and underline it with the color bar. So this is the menu for font color, and you can also have the highlighting and background color. Okay, so you can have a practice session on LibreOffice Writer to sharpen your skills that you have learned. Next, you also can have bullets and numbering. Okay, like you work in Microsoft Word. You have different types of bullets and different types of numbering. Okay. All these options are available to you in the menu bar and also in the toolbars. So next is assigning the color. You can change the background color. First you will have to select the paragraph, then go to format, paragraph, area and color, and you can select the color. Okay. So if you want to assign the border, the same menu, format, paragraph, then border, and then you can apply the particular border on it. Okay. So all these things are related to theoretical part, but they can only be practiced when you actually work on some data. Okay. So you try to work on this data that is given to you in this image, and you can try it on. And this is now for page formatting. So you can set your page formatting. You have already seen this in the formatting option. Now if you have a gap of a page and you want to insert a page break, okay, that means you want to change the page after some time. If you want to change the page, then you will have to insert a page break. So inserting a page break will move you to the next page. And how you can insert? There are three types of break: line break, column break and page break. Okay, line break will change the line, column break will change the column if you are working on a table, and the page break will change the page. Okay, so the menu option is go to insert, then page break, and then you will get this option. And if you want to have a keyboard shortcut, you must remember this: control plus return, that is enter. So control plus enter will make the page break, it will change the page. Clear? So if you want to create a header and footer, or you want to insert page numbers, then you should go to insert, then header and footer, and then either to header or footer. So anything you want to insert will be available in this insert menu. Okay, and you can also have page numbers there. To define the borders and backgrounds to a particular page or entire document, you also have options in Writer. Okay, and everything is available in this page style dialog box. Okay, earlier you have studied about this option. This is page, where you have the page setup, and this here you have the borders. Here you have headers, footers, everything is there in the insert menu. In a Writer document, you can insert anything from these. Either you can insert images, shapes, object, chart, symbols, special character, tables, header, footer, page number, columns, or word art. Okay, anything can be inserted. So to add a background color, you will go to this area tab and you can select the color. Okay, all these things are practical based. You have to try it on your own, and then only you will get the mastery over this. Okay, to delete a color, you will have to go to the background option and select none. Okay, now if you want to insert image, space, shapes or special characters, so everything will be available inside insert menu. You see that image, media, chart, object, shape, font work, all these things can be inserted, and all these things will be available inside insert menu. So insert, then image, you will be selecting the image that you want to insert and you can insert it. Inserting special characters, everything is available in this special characters dialog box. Okay, the characters that are not available in your keyboard will be available here. The menu shortcut is insert and then special character. You can also have some shapes like lines, arrows, stars, callouts, flowcharts. Okay, so the option is insert and then shape. And if you want to divide your entire page into columns, then you can select. This is very important. Okay, sometimes you see in the newspaper the page is divided into 2 or 3 columns. A particular news is given in 2 or 3 columns. So how you can do that? You can have this format and column. Okay, so you will have the dialog box like this here, and you can enter the number of columns you want, and that page will be divided into those number of columns. Okay, so you can select the text you want to change into columns, and you can apply these column settings. Then we have formatting the shape or image. So when you insert a particular image or shape, you can click on it, and you can change the properties of that particular shape or image. Whenever you click on that particular thing, you will get the toolbar to perform the required changes. Okay. So this is all about this session, and in the next session we will start working on tables in Writer. Okay, till then you revise the previous video and this video and remember all the shortcut menus. Okay, so I will see you in the next video lesson.